Awesome. So we are going to get started. And I'm going to see if I can open the back door. Awesome. Yeah, welcome you guys. My name is Leah Green, and it is a pleasure to be able to lead you guys through this hip class on this Sunday afternoon. So I invite you guys on to the mat in a seated position. And, oops, wrong light. And then if you will set up in butterfly with your heels and toes to touch and your knees out wide. And take a big deep breath in. And a big deep breath out. Inhale. And then exhale. So just sink in a little bit lower in the elbows. You can even kind of rock side to side, seeping down even more. And then I want you to walk your hands over to your right side. And press back and down. Drop your head. And then walk your hands forward and over to your left side. And then right back into the center and walk your hands forward. Drop your head. You may even drop your elbows here. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. And then slowly roll to seated. And then press your feet out in front of you. I want you to take your right leg over your left here. And then I want you to take your left hand by your sacrum, reach your, or excuse me, opposite, your right hand to your sacrum, reach your left hand up, and then catch behind your knee as you look back and take a little twist. Breath in and twist. Take another fill up, and then rinse, and then come back to the center. Now, I want you to take this heel, lift it up, and then you're gonna take it underneath your left elbow. Now, pull your right hand around and pull your knee towards your chest, and use your left hand to lift your foot. So you're creating a 45-degree angle, or even just lifting your shin parallel to your knee. Into the mat. And then give yourself a little hug, like you could pull that closer, puff your chest towards your shin. Activate your feet, flex your toes. You might even rock side to side and then pull a little bit deeper. And then drop your, or excuse me, actually bend your knee, bend your left knee, and then drop your foot to your thigh and put your hands behind you as you press up. This is a variation or modification of your half pigeon. And that doesn't mean we won't do half pigeon today. It's just showing you another way to get in and activate in that same area. You can just push your chest forward, push your knee down towards the earth as you push your chest towards your shins. You can find ease here, just breathing in and out of the nose. Great job. Fill up. And then puff your chest and then move closer to your shin here. And one more full inhale. And then exhale. Slide your left foot forward. And then release your right leg out. And take it out. Really good. Now, this time I want you to pull your left foot up and take it over your right leg, your left hand down by your sacrum, reach your right hand up and then go for that twist. So elbow or even your forearm, and then press away as you look back. Find length through the spine. You don't want to be crunched and hunched. Lift up and then twist. Breath in, rinse out. And then come back to the center. And we're gonna go for that lift again. So pulling the ankle up, getting under and the elbow, the shin in line with your chest as high as you can get it, and then pull in here. Ooh, my left side is definitely more intense than my right. I actually led an 8-day boot camp, and some of you have done that boot camp. And my glutes, man, they're on fire, my hamstrings. And so some of these hip opening are exactly what I need. It's going right into those areas that have tightened up. But because they're tightened up, I'm not as loose. I feel a little vulnerable here, you know, like there's a tightening that I need to release. Yeah, if it's super tight for you right here, like all of a sudden my eyebrows are a little sweaty and my upper lip is wet. So if you are experiencing that heat rising from the tension here, breathe. Maybe even rock it out a little bit and feel it loosen and then go a little bit deeper. Top your chest towards your shin. And then you can bend your right knee and place your shin on top of your knee. And then closer, you pull your heel to your booty and push your chest towards your thigh. Press your knee down towards the mat or the earth. Flex your toes. Fully active, 4 more breaths. And then slowly release. Right foot goes straight, left foot out, and then shake it all about. Yeah, nice. So I want you to come right into your tabletop from here. And now we're gonna really get where we just stretched out in those glutes and fire them back up. So we're gonna take some fire hydrant drills here. What I would like to see on this first one is just a nice wide open and then hover, open and then hover. So staying active in the feet and legs, just like that. There you go. We're gonna take 8 of these. So let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the last one, just hold it at that hover and then lift the knee right here. So you've got a 45-degree angle up, and you're just from here. Don't let the knee go down. You're gonna, from here, you're just gonna go up, up, up. There it is, 7, 6, 5. Notice my knee's not passing the hip. 3, 2, and 1. Come back down and drop the right foot. Now we're gonna take that same pattern on our left. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, right out to the side. 5, 4, 3, feel the burn. 2, last one, and come to a hover. Now you're gonna line your quad or your thigh and knee with your hip, and then press up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Ooh, it's on fire, right? Yeah, shake out your hips side to side. And then right here, we're just going to take a couple of little rolls. So what this is going to look like is I really want you to lean to the side and feel this stretch like right throughout the side of your body. So keeping the arms straight, you're just leaning the hips out. And then you're going to go forward. And then you're going to come back on the knee, go out and hold that out. And then I want you to press back. Then come back to the center. Go left and hold. Go forward, rotate to the side and hold, and then go to the center and press back. We're going to do that circle one more time. Left, forward, right, and then back. Okay. Now we're going to start going side to side. I just want you to go left, middle, right, middle, left, middle, right, middle. Now go left and hold. Hold here. Hold so that you almost feel that stretch like coming from the top of the hip, like right down the side of the glute, like almost right here, right where the curve happens on the side of the leg though. It's where you want to feel that stretch. So I'm feeling it right in here, like side of the glute. And then come back to the center and then take your last one over, dipping the hip over to the right. There it is. Feel that stretch. Really good job. And then back to the center. Now come straight to the belly. And we're going to move into pulling the legs. So I'm going to show you from the side, pulling the legs. So my hands are going to the side. And as I pull it down, my fingers are going to roll forward. Now I can do one leg at a time, or I can do both legs at the same time. I'm going to invite one leg at a time to start. If you're ready for both legs, go for it. We'll meet you there. Yeah, so if you're moving one leg at a time, go ahead and bend your right leg. Reach your fingers out. And then if you want to turn your fingers, turn them to face your toes. You got it. Fingers going forward. Now press your heel down. So I'm actually pulling my foot and I'm pressing my foot like it's going down towards the earth. If you have too much pressure in the knee, just back off here. For me, I don't really feel this in my knee more than I feel it in my hip flexor and quad. So keep going, pressing down. Look right in front of you, you've got it. And then switch. Slowly extend that leg and reach for the other leg. Whew. Thanks to boot camp, my quads are on fire. Well, what's happening in your body here? Is there a lot of flexibility? Is there no flexibility? Yeah, and whatever it is, I invite you to just take a deep breath in and then surrender right here, letting the foot go closer to the mat, closer to the earth. Here it is for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Slowly release. And then I want you to curl your toes and just lift your thighs. And then drop it down. Curl your toes and lift your thighs. And then release. Hips side to side. Roll on to your side, or we'll just come up to seated actually. So I'm opening up from the body, like we started at the bottom and we're moving up. So now we're gonna take one from the yin world. It's called deer. And I really like deer pose. There's something that pulls me out of that area where we just stretch side to side and like through the low back. So for deer, you're gonna take your right shin parallel to the top of your mat. So your right knee is gonna align with your right hip. And I don't know why these 45 degrees work really well for us in this practice. You'll hear us say it a lot. So it's essentially what you're doing. And then the back leg, your back knee is now gonna align with your back hip. And that shin is parallel to the side of your mat. So right knee or right shin parallel to the front of the mat, left shin parallel to the side of the mat. Now I want you to sit up tall here, and then you're gonna twist. You're gonna twist over to your right, and you wanna turn until your shoulders are square to the side of your mat. And then you're gonna fold. If you have a bolster or pillows, couch cushions, like it's a great place to take that. Or you can just roll onto your forearm. If you go lower, you can just walk your hands out and come all the way onto your chest. Drop onto your left cheek and look behind you. And you want to breathe here. Every exhale is going to give you a little more room into this. This, if there's a lot of pressure in one hand, you know, if there's a lot of pressure in the right hand, walk it forward and notice where you start to give. If it's a lot of pressure in the left, reach it out and then see what happens. It just intensifies, breathe deeper. Be mindful if your back knee, if that left knee starts to creep forward, keep it back and then take your twist a little bit deeper. Another option here is to thread the needle. If you want to take your left hand, thread it under your armpit and then roll onto your left cheek and shoulder. And then take a deep breath in. Slowly, mindfully release. Come out and up into a seated position. And we're going to switch to the other side. So we're doing the same pose, just moving to the opposite side. So slowly set it up. Left knee in line with your left hip. Your shin will be parallel to the top of your mat here. And then you're going to take your right knee in line with your right hip, and then your shin will be parallel to the side of your mat. Lifting up and tall in the torso, twist over to your left side, and then come down. Now, for me, I normally can really come down on this side, and today I'm really tight in my back and my QL. So it's really hard for me to come on to my forearms here. If you have a block or something to put under there and you notice that you can go a little further, but you can't quite go all the way to the earth, place something between there to give you a little support. And again, if you want to thread the needle, that option is available. Right hand underneath your left arm, just twisting onto your right shoulder. Take about 3 more breaths right here. Easing in, deepening, releasing. And then slowly all the way up to seated. I'm going to set this up perfectly for our first double pigeon. Then your back foot on top. So your right leg will be on top of your left leg, double pigeon. And you can sit up onto your hands and scooch your hips back so that you're firm into your sit bone. Now, if this variation of double pigeon is not available to you, you can use a bolster or blocks and place it in between the open spaces. You can also take your right foot over and then start working your glute towards the earth. Another option, if you have a pillow or a bolster, is to place it underneath your seat. So sit on top of it so that it elevates your hips over your knees. Everybody, think about sitting up tall and then Pull your chest down towards your shins to take this deeper. You are the lever of your own intensity here. So if you need to back off, like take the liberty to do that. And if you are ready to deepen, go. Like test yourself every so often and then just go a little bit deeper. From double pigeon, you can move into shoelace, stacking the knees on top of each other and pulling the ankles closer to your glutes. I really like shoelace. It's kind of a deepener, and I'm not even sure how much access I have into it today since I've gotten so tight in my body, but not when I'm going to pull my bottom heel first and then my right foot over. I want both glutes down, so I want to have my sit bones down as much as possible here. And I tend to bring my hands right over my ankles, and then as I push my sit bones down, I'll press my chest towards my knees. Really good job. If you want to walk your hands forward, you can do that. If it feels good to take them out by the side or right where they are, draw in to find your fullest expression right here. If you're not sure what it looks like, create it. A little bit deeper, pulling the knees in a little bit tighter. Press your sit bones down and then find your edge right here, that one spot, and then hold right there. 5 last breaths. Two more breaths right here. And release slowly up to seated, extending both legs out in front of you. Shake them out. And then sit up tall, seated forward fold. Inhale. And exhale. Breath in, length. Exhale, release. And then slowly come back up to a seated position for double pigeon on the left. Your right leg is going to go under and the left leg will now come over. So left knee in line with your left hip and your heel over your right knee if it's possible. Any adjustments you need here, just like the other side. Sit up tall, forward fold. Whatever is here for you, like tightness, tension, anxiety, stress, all of the above. Like it's your opportunity to just release it and let it go. Use each breath to just let go of a little bit more. On the inhale, prepare your body, and then on the exhale, start to go a little bit deeper. Yeah, surrender in here. Flex your toes. Feel this throughout your entire hip. Right down into your toes. Keep breathing right here. Full inhalation. Deepen on the exhale. Hinge from the hips. Big inhale. And then shift. Shoelace. Pull the knees in. Stack your knees. Press your glutes down into the mat. And pull your chest towards your knees. And go just a little bit deeper here. I invite you about 5 more breaths, deepening your pose, sinking your hips back, walking your hands forward. Settle in. Take a big deep inhale. And release slowly up to seated. Feet out in front of you. And then shake it out. Ooh. Seated forward fold. Scoop out anything that's extra. Reach your hands up and forward bow. Half lift. Unfold. Big inhale. Bow forward. Release the feet. Come all the way up. So we're going to go into our first frog of this practice. And if you feel like you misheard me, I'll say it again, the first frog of our practice. And it's going to, and no, Nicole, you cannot dial out now. This is going to be called a tipsy frog. So we're going to go on half frog, full frog. And then we're going to do it again, half frog, full frog. And again, don't turn off your camera and do not run away. We've got this together. So tipsy frog is going to come from tabletop, and then pull your right knee up as high as you can and settle into your right knee up, and my left leg is straight. So I'm going to give you guys a couple angles on this. So from here, I'm going to take it up and my back leg. So this leg is really up and anchored tight. And now if my booty is up, I need to think about pressing my pelvis towards the mat so that I really feel this stretch in my groin. You can also extend here. So I'd invite back toes curled, front foot flexed, pressing. So if my booty is up like this, I want to think pelvis towards the ground, pressing back. Just like if I were in a regular frog, you guys, I still want to be pressing back into that. Stay active here. This can still be an incredibly intense pose if done right, yeah. So drop your head. And I know like Dot has a lot of flexibility here, and I'm sure a lot of others. You can, like if you have that flexibility like I do, like my knee will kind of pull down sometimes, so to prevent that, I actually pull it up and lock my hand in and focus on the pelvis here. So if your knee is wanting to drive down, you can just lock it in using your arm. Lift the back leg, press the pelvis forward, like literally rotate the front of your pelvis up and let your tailbone descend. Great job, you guys. Release your tipsy frog. So you're just going to press back into your tabletop. And then you're going to go for the left side. So we're going to go up and around. So just like our fire hydrants to set up, and then pelvis down. So again, booty's popping up, you're just gonna pelvic tilt towards the earth. So lift the front of your pelvis towards your belly button and then press back and down like you're going into a full frog. Keep breathing here. Three more breaths. And then press it back, tabletop. And then any little hip circles or motions that you need, and then set up for full frog. This time allowing both knees to go out and stacking or lining your hips with your knees or pressing your hips behind your knees, closer to your feet. Yeah, your hip things will come up you didn't even know needed to come up. You know, your mood can change instantly. Emotions start to rise. And it has nothing to do with this frog. What's showing up right here if you had to tap in? On that emotion, is that what shows up when you feel like you're trapped, when you're pushed against the wall? Don't let that negativity win, like it's stuck in your hips, it's stuck in your life. Like right here is an opportunity to really release that negative energy. Releasing it out of your hips, allowing more mobility and flexibility. Out of your life, again, offering mobility and flexibility. Like what happens on your mat is a mirror right into your life. Notice how you're showing up right here. What can you let go of right now? And then do it. Don't just think it. Like breathe it in and physically let it go. And then ask yourself again, like now what can I let go of? That's out of the way. What else? Shift your hips back, go even deeper. Let go of fear, let go of anxiety, let go of stress, let go of not good enough, let go of all of the shit that's in the way and just sit back, you guys. 5 more breaths. Because you're worth it. Yeah, you deserve to let go of some of this heaviness. You deserve the freedom, the mobility, the flexibility that your hips and your life can have. Stop holding on. Stop resisting. Right here, melt in and let go. Fill up, fill your lungs to your fullest capacity. Hold it until it feels like you can't hold anymore, and then take 2 more seconds and release. Onto your belly, straightening your legs behind you. Just shifting side to side, windshield wipering your knees. Press into upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and empty it out. Bring your hands together at the top of your mat. We're going to step into lizard right side, right foot to the outside of your right hand. And there's a lot of options in lizard. I invite you into the lizard of your choice. We will be here for 20 breaths. Yeah, that may seem like a lot, but you'll probably fight the first 5 setting up and fidgeting, and then you'll decide in the next 5 whether you really want to be here, and then finally, maybe even on number 15 to 20, we'll get lucky enough that you'll just breathe in and allow the work to happen. Like I'd see it in boot camp. It was like the harder exercises were at the end, and yet people were doing them better because 100 just seemed like way too many. And then 5 seemed like, yes, it's almost over. Like notice where you're letting it take you out, right? Like it's just a number. Yeah, stay in the breath. And if there's more, like I see you, Nicole, if there's more right there, take it. Why let it sit on the table? Yeah, if there were $100 right in front of you and no one was claiming it and they said first come, first serve, I bet you all jump for it, right? Yeah, the same thing in your body. It's up to you. It's here for the taking. And that stretch right there, bending your back leg, that's $100 waiting for you right there. Yeah, just releasing that tension through the quads. Yeah, those legs carry you around all day, you guys. Give them a little bit of a break here. Stretch them out. Let it open up and release some of that lactic acid buildup from carrying your butt around all day. Yeah, that's what happens, right? And we forget what we're doing to our bodies and that what we need is a small release. Yeah, give your body a good little stretch here, a little opening. Look up towards the sky, chest open, and release. Let's move into half split. So however you come out, slowly releasing your back spine, I'm walking your right foot up a little bit. So in half split, I want you to move your hip over your knee. I don't want to see people dropping the booty back. This just kind of moves right into the calf. If you're up this way, you'll really get from the attachment into the hamstring. And you can flex your toe. I have a little bend in my knee. I'm really tight today, so a little bend in the knee brings a little more access for me. It's not taking out the stretch. So just because I'm modifying does not take away the benefit of this pose. So no, if you need to modify here, take that. Flex your right foot, drop your chest, drop your head. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, deepen. For some of you, we'll want to stay here, just working this edge where we're tight. Maybe we want to be here a little bit longer. For those of you ready to advance, you can move into full split, also known as monkey. And I'm pretty sure Dot usually moves into full monkey. Yes, all right. I'm going to spotlight Dot for a second so that you guys can see it. So here's Dot taking on full monkey. And notice that Dot's got her hips pretty square. She's squaring her hips as close as she can to the front of the mat. So you'll pull your left hip forward as you, or push your left hip forward as you pull the right hip back. Dot's also using a bolster that's just allowing her a little support, but I can tell that her bolster is not super hard, so that if she starts to lower, she still has the ability to kind of soften into that. So there's flexibility there, which really smart, Dot. Yeah. If I use a block or if you use a cork block, you'll feel it's a little more dense and you won't have that ability to kind of sink in. It'll kind of be a harder stop, which both are fine. And you'll also notice here, if you're in full monkey, that Dot is providing herself support on the side. Yeah, Dot, can you talk while you do this? Like if I unmute you? Hold on, I gotta unmute you. Hold on, I'm coming. I got you, you're good. Give me un momento. Oh, you got it.
My computer makes me acknowledge that I want to be unmuted.
Oh, my apologies. There you go. So Dot, can you just maybe speak to your experience right here in your full monkey and kind of like where you can take this?
For me, there's a lot of tightness more in the back of my right hamstring, but you could also be feeling this in the front of your left quad. So kind of either one, depending upon the day. So one great way to take it further, to get more stretch in your front hamstring, is to start to fold over your front leg. But then one way to back it off, if you're like, oh, today is not that day, something for both sides. Like I've got lots of props, if you can see me. I have like a big pillow, a bolster, my block, and putting something on each side to kind of hold yourself up. So it's just a little less intense.
Absolutely.
Space to choose either one. Whatever's calling for you today. It's funny, for me being stuck at home, I have way more props and I've been using them. So don't be scared to explore what you have.
Absolutely. You guys will be here for about 5 more breaths before we move to the other side. There we go, moving back here, and then I muted Dot back, so awesome. Now she can say anything she wants, and we won't hear her until we bring her back again. Great job, you guys. Big breath in, empty it out, and then slowly come out. I tend to shift onto my side here. It looks like most of you did, yeah. And then just push back into a downward facing dog and allow yourself to pedal out your feet. And reset your foundation, hands together at the top of the mat. We're going to move into lizard on the left side. So same intention, other side. And again, be mindful of what it feels like, you guys. Like my sides are very different. Sometimes I'm shocked at how open one is versus the other, and sometimes I'm shocked at how tight one is versus the other. Yeah, just move into what is available here, and we'll deepen as we go. Really good. Yeah, and whatever variation, if it's a straight leg, a bent leg, I love it. Like, I think Savannah is like double dipping over here. She's like being a super mom and also a yogi. I love it. That was awesome. I saw that little interference run and then right back into lizard. Actually, I don't think she left lizard to run interference. Even better. Yeah, what are you guys up to? She's making you guys look like a beast. I mean, she's like really giving it to you. Yeah, what can you add, huh? Yeah. Where are you going to take it a little bit deeper? Great job, Savannah. Put them on their game here. Yeah. Good job, you guys. Really good work here. Stay in. Find that edge of your own and just go a little bit deeper. Now we'll all take Savannah's lead and just add on a little bit more because you're powerful just like that. Now you got to challenge yourself so that you can see that right here. Whatever it looks like, if you're bending your knee and reaching back, it's really open up here. Get the full experience. Why not? You're here. Yeah, you can't go to Disney World and not see Mickey Mouse. Like, why come into Lizard and not experience your back leg? Draw in to create your full expression out. Yeah, and if you've been the person who went to Disney World and didn't see Mickey, you broke the rules. Slowly release. We're going to move into half split. It's funny, I kind of looked up, I saw Dot, and I was like, okay, I know she's a Harry Potter fan. I was like, don't tell me, Dot, that you've been the one to do it. I was a kid who used to go to Disney World like that one time a year. My parents would bring me to Florida because I'm from South Carolina. And I had to literally see every single one of the characters. And I didn't care about rides. I needed to see all the characters. And so I would have like my list of all the characters, and I needed all of their autographs and pictures with all of them. And to this day, my dad's like, oh, look, here's your lineup from Disney World that year. Here's your lineup from Disney World that year. Yeah. So right here, go ahead and move into your fuller expression. Like, we don't want you to miss anything, right? Like, yeah, like your monkey, this may be Tigger for you, right? Like, you've got to see all the characters on this ride. Yeah, we're on a journey together. I feel like Nicole put Big Daddy on our baby daddy on restriction. Big Daddy, call him Baby Daddy. It's her dog, just so I'm being really clear, you guys. Yeah, but he's not allowed in the picture today, I see. I see most of you've taken your animals out of the room. What happened? Did they all do something wrong today? If you're in monkey, adjust your hips here. Pull your right hip forward and allow your left hip to shift back a little bit. Really good. Find that length in your spine as you inhale, and then exhale. Take it to your edge, you guys. Last 5 breaths here. Beautiful, Brittany. Really great extension here. Everybody find the action in your feet. Flex your left toe, or all 5 of them. And then slowly release. Come up and then find your way out. And I want you to come onto your back. Set up for happy baby. Onto your spine, come to the outsides of your feet. So in my happy baby, I like to grab the outsides of my feet so that I can pull down. But you can also rock side to side here, just rubbing your low back, low lumbar. And then grab your peace fingers to your right toe, big toe. And pull your left knee down towards the earth and extend your right leg out. You want to keep your left toes up towards the sky if you can. I'm rocking onto my right side. There we go. And with that straight extension, you might feel this behind the knee of your right leg. And then I want you to bend back into happy baby and switch to the other side. Bend in the right knee, straighten your left leg. Think about pressing your shoulders down into the mat, and then you'll get a longer, deeper stretch here. And then both knees down. What I want you to take is Supta feet. And with yourself reclined, I want you to pull your ankles down. So you're in a backwards butterfly, pulling the ankles towards your groin. Kind of letting gravity assist us here. And you're almost like a baby. You know when the babies like try to put their feet in their mouth? That's kind of what you're thinking here. You pulled your happy baby, and now your feet are coming up towards your chest. And then slowly release. Pull your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg straight. And similar to your prep for supine twist, you're going to pull your right knee over to your left side. And then I want you to take your hand and scoop it under so it's holding your right leg. So if you guys can see, I scooped under to hold. And then I want you to bend your bottom leg, your left leg, and with your right hand, you're going to reach back for your foot and pull it back. This is called cat pulling its tail. If I were only as limber as that cat, I think this would be a little bit easier. Drive your right shoulder down and look over your right shoulder. You're definitely gonna feel this in your left quad and left hip flexor. That's what you're going for, you guys. Pull your knee back in line with your left hip and then drive your right shoulder down, looking over the right shoulder. Really good. I'm gonna come off of the screen so that I can see you guys. This is a really intense pose and I wanna make sure that I can assist you if needed. The physical assist in this pose is really amazing. I can get in there and really just open you up, but seeing you on the screen here, I invite you to take that yourself. Just drive your back knee or your bottom knee back a little bit and pull your top knee up towards your chest. That's it. Now everybody, drive your right shoulder down towards the mat and think about pulling your shoulder blades into your spine and then pulling and moving them even closer to your body. That's it, Chelsea. Breathe in. Press your shoulders down. One more big inhale. Release. Slowly release your foot. Roll onto your spine. And we're gonna switch to the other side. So on your back, and then you're gonna pull left knee into your chest. Supine twist to the right. And then you'll bend your back leg, your bottom leg, and reach back for your hands. Pull it back in line with your hips. Yeah, perfect. That's it, Savannah. Now your back leg, you'll bend and grab with that foot. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Great job, Nicole. And everybody breathe here. Notice if you start to press your tongue on the roof of your mouth or hold your breath, open the mouth and reset. Deep breath in, and then deepen on the exhale. Pull the knee back even more. Drive your left shoulder back and down. And then I want you to release, coming all the way onto the spine. Pull your knees into your chest and rock and roll all the way onto your feet. We're gonna set up for goddess pose. So it's gonna be yogi squat. You'll face your camera and we're gonna go down into our squat. Now we were kind of prepped for our squat by our frog and our double pigeon getting back there. So what I want you to really do is to get your feet out wide enough that your heels stay into the mat. And then right here with the heels into the mat, drop your booty down, put your elbows in and press your knees out. That's it. Great job, you guys. For those of you who did boot camp, this is not going to be pleasant. Really good. Keep the chest up, but let the hips come down. Really nice. This pose can get intense, so I invite you deep breath here. As we'll be here for another 90 seconds. I'm coming in because I want to look at your knees. So if your knees are tracking in, I want you to think about pressing them out. Get really strong here onto the outer side of your thighs. Knees tend to want to track in towards the toes, really going out. And if this squat is challenging for you, you can also place a bolster under the sit bones. You're doing great. You've got less than 10 seconds. And when you come out, I want you to place your hands down, and then I want you to slowly lift the hips up into a forward fold. That's it. Forward fold. Really good. And in this forward fold here, think about your hips forward, drop your head. Notice if the back of your legs are trembling as mine are right now. That is totally fine. You're just really getting into the body, possibly the nervous system. And then I want you to come back into your squat. 90 seconds. Right back in. Stronger. You've got it. Draw your thoracic spine in. Move your upper arm bones back. Great job. We're 30 seconds away from the end. Really good, you guys. 30 seconds away. Now, instead of going into the stretch when we're done, what I'm going to have you do is I want you to take your heels out even wider. And notice from here, you're perfectly set up to shift forward into frog. I told you it was not going to be one frog today. So from your squat right into your frog. Now this will be your last frog. So give it all you got here. Press your hips back. Walk your hands forward. Maybe even drop your chest. Notice if your booty has popped up, just pull the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button and then shift your glutes back towards your heels. You can bring a little ease here. You can definitely start to surrender here. There's lots of tension that can build, and that can turn into fidgeting and not breathing. It can turn into rationalizing why you need to move or get out instead of staying. I invite you right here to do nothing. Just be. Feel what you feel. And breathe. Press your hips back a little bit deeper, and then we'll finish this frog out with our last 10 breaths here. But make these last 8 or 9 breaths new. Like do something new, press back, breathe deep. And discover something newly right here in this frog. Five more breaths. And take your full breath in, and then slowly, slowly release out, right to your belly. Allow your legs to extend behind you and just shake it out. Great job. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your right foot to the sky, swing it forward, come into half pigeon. Take your right knee in line with your right wrist, and then you'll pull your shin parallel to the top of your mat. But notice that when you shift your left hip down, your shin is going to pull back a little bit. Wherever that goes naturally, you can leave it there, or you can pull it up a little more. Now sit up and notice your back leg. Want your back, ankle, knee, and hip in a line. Now, walk forward. Just like that. Now, from there, you can start to extend the elbows and come on to the forearms or either onto the chest. There it is, you guys. Find your edge. There's Big Daddy. And then settle in a little bit more. Maybe drop on to the top of your foot. If you want more action, you can curl the back toes and lift here. If you're starting to feel that softening here, notice if you can go a little deeper. That may be coming off of the elbows. Maybe that's moving the shin towards the top of your mat or removing a block. If you want to move into a little bit deeper of a pose, you can press back up to seated. You can bend your back leg, and with your right hand, you can reach for your leg, pulling your heel closer to your glute. Or maybe you're even moving where you can pull this into the forearm. Actually, I went the wrong way. It'd be my left hand. And then I can pull this into my elbow, sit up, and then reach back to find a bind. There's also king pigeon if you can reach for both your foot with both hands. For me, king pigeon is not accessible, but I know there are a few practitioners who can. I think Nicole might be able to get this one. I know Holly is available on this one. Yeah, that was it, Nicole. Really good. Then everybody release into downward facing dog. Set up for the left side. So once you come back into your down dog, you can lift your left foot and then set up. Yeah, and you don't have to go back into down dog if you don't want either. You can move right into the left side. Yeah, so you guys are doing great. Just take time to set up that left side, just like you would the right. Shifting the hip down, line your back ankle with the knee with the hip. There it is, walk it forward. Great job, you guys. Take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to deepen here. You can even come up off your elbows, not up, but off of your elbows. Yeah, if you want to come up, you can do that too. And then go for that bind. Maybe go for mermaid, bending the back knee and reaching back with your forearm or your hand. And then from here, where can you go? What access is available? 3 more breaths. There, our 4-legged friends have made it out. Yeah, they just like it when it slows down, huh? Yeah. I love it. Everybody release. Mindfully release your bind. Make your way downward facing dog. And I want you to really take a moment to shake out your hips side to side, shake out your head. And lift your right foot up to the sky. Take a little 3-legged down dog. Really open up, extend back. And release your right foot. Take it with your left foot up. Bend the knee, open up. Really get this stretch. And release. Come all the way onto your glutes. So straight onto your booty. And we're going to go single seated leg extension. So pull the left foot into the right thigh. Reach up tall. Bow forward. Inhale, flatten the spine. Exhale, pull forward, deepen. Inhale, and then exhale. And release to the other side. We're going to take your left leg out, pull your right foot into the thigh, lengthen up, and forward bow. Notice if you need a bend in the knee, then put it there. Bring your toes to you. You want to get into the low back. Inhale, exhale. Big breath in, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. And release. Extend both legs out in front of you for seated forward fold. Last little release. Fill up and reach. Exhale, bow. Inhale, length. Forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly release your feet. Roll all the way back slowly and take an inversion of your choice. Feet to the sky with a block under your hips for a waterfall. If you're near a wall, just place your heels and legs up against the wall. Shoulder stand, rolling onto your shoulder blades, and traditional head or handstand. Yeah, that's it. Just let your legs go straight up against the wall so all the blood flow just rushes back into the trunk of your body. If you're in shoulder stand, you can move to plow. From plow to Karnapadasana. And come back from Karnapadasana. Plow. And back up to shoulder stand. Right here, everybody, slowly come all the way to your back. Take your hands over your head. Take your feet out in front of you and find as much length in the body as you can. And then right here. Fill your lungs to your fullest capacity. Hold your breath. Let it go. Shavasana. Slowly bring movement back into your body. Your fingers, your toes. Bring your knees into your chest. Make your way over to your right side for fetal position. With your eyes closed, press up to a seated position. Sit up tall. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take your thumb knuckles to your forehead center. The light and love in me sees and acknowledges and honors the light and love in each and every one of you. Let's bow. Namaste. Great job, you guys. Oh, it's such a pleasure to have each and every one of you here today. Thank you so much for joining us for HIPS. It's one of my favorite classes to lead. It's different every single time we lead it, every single time we take it, not just because the body is different, because the class is different. And yeah, I invite you back, you guys. Savannah, welcome. It was a pleasure to have you in my class. I'm not sure I've ever met you, but it was just absolutely amazing. Welcome. My name is Leah Green. I really hope to see you in more of my classes. And Chelsea, what a beautiful spot behind you. I kept looking up going, is there studio tapped in? What a great environment to practice in. It's beautiful. All of you guys, like, if you need anything, please reach out. Just a survey really quick with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Could you guys hear the Shavasana music today? Yeah, was it okay? Awesome, sweet. It's a brand new feature that we've figured out on Zoom. We're learning late here, but it's great. Now we can offer you guys some Shavasana music instead of like wondering if class is over and you should keep your eyes open, right? It's like the weird thing about virtual classes. So now we'll be able to play with it. So Nicole, I'll teach you. Dot, you guys, if you want to know, I'll teach you later. Awesome, you guys. Kathleen, you want to know, I can teach you too. You guys, I have been begging these teachers who aren't in the studio yet, like if they feel safe coming back and around, to please come out. And some of the teachers, we just didn't have the space on the schedule. And Kat and I have been talking, and I keep going back and forth with her about a lunch class. And she has said, okay, so see her, she's saying it right now. So that lunch class is coming, you guys. We're gonna talk tomorrow, and we're gonna get on the same page about what day. So look in the next week, and maybe even next week, look for a noon class. We'll definitely post it on social media. We might even get 2 noon classes out over you guys. So yeah, so lunchtime yoga coming really soon to you. Those of you in California, it's actually a morning yoga for you. So you might even make one of our morning classes, because 1 o'clock or noon for us is like your 8, right? Something 9, something like that. I'm not really good with math. Yeah, there you go. Hey, whatever it is, whatever the time change is, maybe it works in your favor, right? So you guys have an incredible Sunday afternoon. I love you, and I can't wait to see you guys. Bye.
Leah.
Yeah.
Savannah is my best friend from Atlanta.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. How cool. So cool. That was really neat. And like her little one came in, and she literally, this was her, watch. She's like a lizard, and the little one comes, I don't know if she's like changing a diaper or doing something, but I see her go like this, and then she's like, no, go. And then the little legs come in again, and she's like, and then she's back in, and I was like, you were too cool for me. I was like, that's awesome. Like, you just mommed it up and stayed in your lizard. Like, that's beast mode, girl. Yeah, she did a great job. I don't know if you were watching, but like, she really did a great job throughout the practice. I don't know if she practices, but it was really cool.
No, this was her first time, and she just texted me. She said she'll do it again next week. So
yeah. Well, maybe you can come to the studio and be my model next week.
Okay.
We just got some new mics, and I'm really excited about them, so we're not having to mess with this bounce, but we got live mics, so they're like the mics that you'll see like the people on TV and stuff wear. So it's like a little, like we have the headset part and then the part that latches, so when we do double things, so like if we start working on, if we do the basics program or something, like we can all be mic'd and talk, and that would be way helpful. We ordered them, and they were supposed to be here by the Wednesday of boot camp, and they're not coming till tomorrow, so didn't work out for boot camp, but it'll be great for when we have like 2 teachers or 2 people trying to like lead a class. So, hey Nicole, one of the things I had talked to Lewis about, and you might be interested, is doing I'm gonna call it an oceanside chat, but maybe where the 3 of us are all on Zoom and we're hosting, like we could be in the room together or not, but where we're hosting for people to just kind of talk about what's happening. Like say you know, it was like all of us, and we had like Greg Newbill was on there, or Dre was on there, and they're talking about like how it's affecting their practice or just their life. Like, but we're just like it's an open discussion of like, we're in community and like we're all in it together. So like, what's going on for you, and like, how can we be of service to them as yoga teachers, and how can we just listen?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for
Awesome.
that.
Sweet. Okay, I'm going to look at some dates this week at something. I know some studios have done it, but I feel like, you know, we have the power of so many communities, and I think it would be good. Another thing while I have you on here, and I'll have Jeremy cut this out because it has nothing to do with yoga, but it was Greg and Dre were talking the other day, and Greg was like just talking about how he felt like sometimes as a black man, and like stupid stuff like with coronavirus and like over in China and just like all the things. And then Dre was like saying something, and it shocked me what Dre said, because he's not always like open in dialogue. And then Greg started talking about his podcast. And so Dre and I started talking offline, and I said, you should have encouraged Greg, but you should get Nicole, because you're so comfortable with Nicole. And I know Nicole is really comfortable with Greg too. And I think the three of you could have a really powerful podcast. And I was like telling Dre, I was like, you know, I'm always telling Nicole about these ways that like I want to be involved. I was like, but at the end of the day, like I'm not Black, and I'm not in the culture, and like I can speak from my position, but like it's really, really powerful to hear the discussion from you guys on what you're experiencing. And even like for Dre, like he's married to a white woman, but he has his own experience of still being a Black man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think Greg's kind of scared to do the podcast. And I told Dre, for me, it would be a very valuable listen. Like I would so be tuned in to that podcast for a personal education, and because it's a place where I feel like I would truly be able to hear you guys, where you feel openly speaking in that format without filter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just think that you are the leadership between the two of those guys. So I'm pushing you to push them, because they both listen to you and have a lot of respect for you. And I think that that just gives you guys a perfect platform to really create this podcast. And like, Greg's so scared to put stuff out there, but it's like 5 people may listen to it, and then those 5 may share it, and then it becomes something incredibly powerful.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to push you to push them.
Because I'm like, I was like, get leaders in the community, like get people, like I was like, there's so many people that we can reach out to. I was like, there's people that if you want, that in some way or another, we know who to get around to get.
Exactly. And I have podcast equipment too for like a simple thing. Like I have podcast equipment, like what we used to use for Mark and stuff. So it's like, we can just start on the basics, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm down.
Yeah. Okay, good. I just like wanted to push that and put that on you. Now let me see Daddy.
I was just looking for him. He was somewhere.
Do you like how I called him Baby Daddy? Hi, Daddy. Hi, you little stinker. Look at that little great face. Look at that little bubba. Hi, you little stinky boy. When are you going to come see me? Oh my gosh, I love him. And he's just so patient. He's like, yeah, whatever. You're all in my face.
He's like, okay, I'm going over here now.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah. Thanks. That's funny. All right.
For class, so.
Oh, thank you. Well, I will see you soon. Okay. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.